Hello, everyone. My name is Danny. This review is for the movie called X-Men Dark Phoenix. This is a 2019 film. I just saw it in theaters yesterday. I took a day to collect my thoughts a little bit. This is rated PG-13. It runs 1 hour and 54 minutes. It's directed by Simon Kinberg. It stars James McAvoy, Michael Fassbender, Jennifer Lawrence, Nicholas Hoult, and Sophie Turner, and probably some other people too. It's just a very large cast. These movies usually are. During a rescue mission in space, one of the X-Men's most beloved characters, Jean Grey, is struck by a cosmic force that transforms her into one of the most powerful mutants of all, Dark Phoenix. Wrestling with this increasingly unstable power and her own personal demons, Jean spirals out of control, tearing the X-Men family apart as they face their most devastating enemy yet, one of their own. This is X-Men Dark Phoenix. Well, I'll start off by saying that I very much like the X-Men movies. I always have, I always will. I don't own all of them, but I've always enjoyed watching them. I've always enjoyed anticipating them. I think the only one I own is Logan. That was a prolific movie, and you have to own that. But these other X-Men movies, Days of Future Past and such that have come before this is sort of the third in a trilogy. And I was very happy to see it. I'm very glad it came along. I've always enjoyed the character of Dark Phoenix, of Phoenix, and Jean Grey and her power. In the comic books and everything, she's always been even more powerful than the Professor. So I was very much anticipating this. I very much enjoyed it. I know there's a lot of bad reviews out there. I know a lot of people are going to say it's boring, but I'm going to try and stay on the positive side of things because people do this all the time in their reviews. Like a lot of people did this with the Pokemon movie that just came out. They've been such big fans, so they loved the movie. And it's okay to like something and think something that of a movie of that thing is bad. And I understand what people are saying about this movie, but I'm going to try and stay on the positive because I have been a huge fan. So we'll start with the acting because obviously we have these tremendous actors in this. Look at what Jennifer Lawrence has done. Amazing movie after amazing movie with Bradley Cooper and Hunger Games, everything else that she's done. James McAvoy is becoming the second calling of what it means to be an actor. Good gravy. He's done some amazing things. And we have other people in this movie that have reprised their role, and that's always a good thing to stay connected, with the same actors, the same familiarity. And so I enjoyed having such a great cast. And yes, some of their lines can be a little stale. Yes, some of the movie doesn't have amazing dialogue so that you're entertained every single second. But that's the nature of these movies, is to be sort of darker themed, to be sort of a drama because they're so heavy and people are so powerful with their powers and they're going up against each other. It's a build up kind of a movie, and you're not supposed to be entertained the whole time. It's not for laughs. You have Deadpool for that. You have every other kind of superhero movie for that. So X-Men is supposed to be serious. If you're not willing to survive the movie, don't go see it. That's my opinion. All these reviews out there saying that this was joyless and stuff like that. It's like, why did you see it? I just don't understand. So, yeah, acting is always tremendous. I think they did the best with this, what they could. And I will always enjoy watching these people that are in this movie with their other projects. When it came to the graphics, or whatever you want to call it, CGI, that the lightning bolts of Storm, I think, were the most probably obvious thing to not look so great. But everything else did. Scott's Ray and Beast looking the way he did, and Raven. I think it was some really well done stuff, and I think X-Men always is. But this one in particular looked pretty clean and very alive in color and stuff like that. So I enjoyed all that stuff. I don't think any of it was really that awful. Um, I will compare this movie to a couple different things, but the most obvious one is Terminator. Towards the end, there's a scene where one of the more powerful other people in the movie, she is gaining some power, and she gets shot at by like 100 guns, and they just go ricocheting off of her, and she looks like the Terminator. Seriously, I leaned over to my family member that I was watching the movie with. I'm like, kind of looks like the Terminator. So things like that, the comparisons that they get are not going to help this movie. The fact that they look like something else before, and I think that some of the things happening in this have been happened. I'm sorry, have happened in other movies exactly how they happened in this movie. So some of the storyline with Phoenix, I would have appreciated a little bit more of her. The movie's about her, and I think it takes a little too long to get her going and to get her to display her power. This really might make movies like Venom look good. That the fact that we saw all of what Venom could do, most of his movie, and the fact that they couldn't display Phoenix's power until pretty much the end of this movie makes something like Venom look good, and kind of makes Dark Phoenix look bad. So, as much as I like this movie, as much as I like a lot of aspects to it, the comparisons, some of the graphics, and some of the acting and the dialogue is really going to hurt it. And I'm really sorry about that, because this is truly a good movie, and I think everybody should at least give it a chance. If you haven't watched the other two movies with these kind of actors in this storyline and this time period, you really should expose yourself to it. They're decent movies with decent acting and decent storyline, and it's kind of always weird, that what you grow up, if you're anywhere around my age or older, you grew up with some really good X-Men movies, really amazing stuff. They were older, they were experienced in their character life, and now we get to see them almost as babies and inexperienced little crazies that don't even know how to control their powers, and they don't know they want to be a part of X-Men. And we just kind of heard this stuff already, and so you have to kind of bury yourself through these through movies, because it's stuff that what's coming. What's happened years after this storyline, and so you just have to kind of experience it and kind of try to enjoy it. So I think that's the best way to handle this movie. I'll watch other people's reviews and everything, and I'll see what they have to say, but I don't want to hear so much complaining, because I think this movie is doing what it can, and I think these actors did tremendous in the spots that they were put into. And James McAvoy is going to end up being something really amazing here. If he keeps pushing out the movies and these roles, he's going to go down as something else. So I appreciate what this movie did. I enjoy Phoenix. I would love to see another one. I just don't think they're going to make America and the world suffer through another one of these movies. But I would love another Phoenix movie, and I would love more X-Men stuff, but I just think they need to put it on hold for a little while. I think there's other avenues to explore. So I'm going to give X-Men Dark Phoenix a B+. I very much enjoyed it. I would love to watch it again and again and again. I just don't think other people are going to feel the same way. I don't think there's going to be mass of crowds going to see it in theater, and it's very sad, because it's a very good movie. And give it a chance. Give it a chance to enjoy it, and just kind of put yourself out there and surrender yourself for the less than 2 hours, and say you've seen it and enjoy it and move on with your life. Don't badger it in any way, because that's just not fair. So thanks a lot, guys. B+ for X-Men Dark Phoenix. My name's Danny. If you like this or any of my other videos, try and give some of them a watch. Like and subscribe to my channel if you would, and enjoy your movies. Thanks.